picture. President, what were some of the reasons that led to the scramble of Africa? Oh, I like that. You know that during the 18th century, please don't. Please, stop, stand up. Stand up. So, machine were invented to replace labor that was formerly done by man. European Union market for this their goods to be sell. That is why they came to Africa where they thought they could have poor. And there's one thing I would like people to know.
I'm sure they.
As Nelson Mandela always says, education is the engine of personal development. Education is for yourself. So whatever is happening, please pay attention to what I'm telling you, okay? So right now, I'm on according to the couple, so who are going to wise out.
See me problem, worry myself already. I know the secret. What baby come. This is small. Now operation pass with the one. You want to know?
You know what we enjoy? What's to enjoy ourselves?
Everything you want to know?
We were always in Ghana, almost in study, and we were going to write the final exam. I know that was exam. Can't get the next class. I know everybody is key of success.
Ha! Look at me, this girl. Look at these ugly things. How do you think I am? Am I compared with you? See, let me tell you girls. Ugly girls like you can concentrate in class. People like us are beautiful. See, you don't concentrate though. Because tomorrow, you get married to rich people. Who are you? You don't concentrate, you get married to a tapa. So you should mind your business. Please, Tian, come on here. Come on. Try to advise me.
What's that? Magical business. Who is that?
Business. Showing you, they look like an American egg. Mind your business.
You already know what is going on. It's not today now. So now we're going to go to the world.
Forget. But that this my classmate, she's very good at mathematics, so I decided to brought her to the house. Oh.
Good day, sir.
Good day, my daughter. How are you?
Fine, sir.
So this, you are good
in maths.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So
your
friend here.
Yes, your friend here. I don't know what subject are you best in.
That is mathematics.
And you have math?
Yes,
and you? But what's the correction? Let me tell you something. What's the meaning of this?
Look at
that is good.
my
You are just from writing your final exam. I know. It will soon be out. So if you fail, if you fail, that will be the end of your result. Let me tell you what. If you fail, that will be the end.
No, don't never fail.
Don't pass. We'll be waiting.
You're a bushman.
Soon the result will out.
Like you. So that's
Okay.
don't bother. You are beautiful. Hey, mommy, don't source of income. My source of wealth. My finance.
When the time comes,
Nothing will have jealous, so you are just jealous.
That man is a wicked man. Don't mind.
This geographer they lie we say when the earth they rotate one of the pillar. Oh boy, it not be the stability you are getting now for that boy. Boy, when I don't care, I don't hard. Dingling, 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 dingling. If you find a job, I go give him double. Boy, this thing there like tuberculosis. Ah, boy. This thing there where I be decent of my company. This thing don't they do me bad though. So was living this thing. Then you tell me somebody that I'm very wise.
You get to see it at the end. Please watch out. Brenda,
Ah, daddy.
my pilot,
Damn, mom.
my source of income. Where are you people? Oh, I feel good when seeing you people.
That wicked man is jealous. The result is already out, I guess. So listen to it.
Oh, I'm proud of my children. They'll make it.
No, you will make it. You will make it. Just listen. 95. Government High School Batibo. Pass. Percentage pass 60. Pass in 10 papers 3. Result of successful candidate in order of merit. After Akumo Chantal. Mahmoud Chantal Mba.
Oh, my enemies have done the worst. They got to the sea, but you have started discrimination. I thought this will end. Oh my God, there's discrimination. We have to see the principal. I know you have to serve. Oh my God, my devil was my head. He knows the cause of my children's failure.
Who's your husband? Carry a bastard and leave. Let me tell you something. This is the end of your education. No, this is the end of your education. Man, married. I tell your wife, tell your mother, leave my house. Huh? Go. Go to your mother. You are pregnant. You are pregnant. All these nonsense things have led me to my gutter. They have led me to a gutter. I'm dead. I'm finished. Look at what I am now. No certificate. I'm equivalent to a first schooler, but I didn't even pass my first school. I just entered. Oh, meaning I'm nothing. Useless. Look at me. I have tuberculosis now. This year I thought it was going to be fair. Oh God, I'm gone. I'm finished. See, my parents did not even advise me. Back there in school, teachers did not even have my time. I'm finished. I'm finished. Your head, I kept on smoking it. Oh God, I'm finished. I'm finished. I'm finished.
Look at me, where am I going to start? Oh Jesus, look at me. How I wish I listened to my best friends back then. Now my future is turned to a misery. Jesus. But wait on, my parents, even useless teachers in school, they didn't even follow up to look if we're even reading or doing assignments. Now look at my life. Jesus, maybe I'll even get married to one of the papers in the village and become a village champion. Child, this is what they say. What did they say? Give me or help me. What did they say?
I don't know.
My goodness. This is Konimanda.
Hey. The war has come to an end. Where am I going to start from? My brother has killed me. My brother, I wish I listened to my daddy. Daddy, please forgive me. I never knew I was bad. Daddy, I wish you give me the second chance to show how much I love you. Daddy, please forgive me.
Hey, oh God, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant, you see. Chine, God. I am a bad child. Look at my father threw me out of the house. Oh God, look at the child. He's going to deliver a child. of Ghs Batibo on the theme Guidance Counseling and the follow-up of students faced with academic failure. On the occasion marking the celebration of the 12th edition of the National Guidance and Counseling Day in Batibo Subdivision, today the 10th of October 2014. The Senior Divisional Officer for Momo, the DO for Batibo Subdivision, the Lord Mayor of Batibo Council, the Divisional Delegate for Secondary Education Momo and Technical Colleges, representatives of regional delegates for secondary education for the Northwest, dear teachers, students and parents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Many advisors mean security. These were the words of the wise King Solomon in Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4. This quotation brings to limelight the importance of guidance to the society. In our school environment today, young Cameroonian students nowadays face a lot of problems. Consider a school environment in which there are multiple opportunities for choice of academic content. Many students find themselves adrift, unusual, unclear of what they are doing in school. Furthermore, consider the changing family structures in our society today, which there is a rise in the number of single parents. The inability of parents, because of economic necessity and job requirements, to be at home when their children leave for school or return home. Consider the rapid growth in technology, whereby television, the internet, and the cell phone have become obstacles to our learning process. Schools are, for many children, the most secure and predictable institutions in our learning process and also in our lives. For many of these children, the school counseling office is a haven of support and caring, of personal attention that is rarely available in other aspects of their lives. In a bid to curb the effects of these problems in the life of the youth, the Honorable Minister of Secondary Education, in the year 1993, created a service of guidance and counseling in secondary schools. Many students were ignorant of this new service in the school environment, and so they asked, what is guidance and counseling? What are the missions of a guidance counselor in our school setting? Guidance counseling is a social, educational, professional, and psychological potential, and thereby achieve an optimal level of personal assist the student to adjust with his or her social environment, help to develop the personality of the child according to his inborn tendencies, enable students manage and plan their learning and work pathways in accordance with their life goals. Those shall be examined during the roundtable conference, which shall follow in a moment. But the Minister of Secondary Education, long live the Republic of Cameroon, humbly submitted by the Lillian, Guidance Counselor, Ghs Batibo.
The Juju dance by the students of Ghs Batibo Keeper. And I beg
done job all the way from GBHS Batibo Jifa is going out.
It's the round table conference. The divisional officer from Momo, the senior divisional officer from Momo, the Lord Mayor Batibo Council, the divisional delegate of secondary education, Momo, other protocol respected. Now is a roundtable conference. Is one rule for those who follow up students with poor academic failure or performance. Its panelists are: 1. The senior master of discipline, Mr. Atim Gideon. Please take your seat. We have a teacher, Madame Ghs Josephine. Take a seat, Madame. We have a parent, Mr. Batibo Thomas, former PTA president of this school, and former mayor, Batibo Council. Then we have the guardian counselor, Madame D. Lillian. As we have heard, what do we mean by follow up? It's one of the concepts in the field. It does not mean we move behind students like a blind man or like a Ghanaian, as most of you always say. What we mean here is the continuous observation and assessment of the performance of students throughout their school life. This duty rests primarily on teachers, the guidance counselor, the parents, because the home is another environment where the students live. Mr. Senior Divisional Officer, Omomo, the two guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's now move to the first speaker, who is the teacher, Madame Ghs Josephine.
A talk on the common causes of performance, common causes of poor performance, observed on students, and the strategies put in place to follow up these students with learning difficulties, on the celebration of the 12th edition of the National Guidance and Counseling Year, presented by Ghs Josephine. The Senior Divisional Officer Momo, all other protocols duly respected, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. Here are my observations on the causes of poor performance on students. These include late coming to school, absenteeism, daydreaming or absent-mindedness in class, sleeping in class, poor copying of notes, and some students having prepared for the next class by not reading their notes. Some negative behavior that leads to students' poor performance in school include drinking, smoking, poor study techniques, laziness, lack of school needs, which leads to stealing from others and causing them to perform poorly in their examination. In my capacity as a teacher, these are the proposals towards good performance in school. Punctuality in school, copying of notes correctly in class, paying attention to lectures, effective class participation, participating and practicing good behavior, and the rest can follow to give us good performance. From the above, the causes of poor performance are numerous, but can be controlled to attain a much needed success in the school milieu. Thank you very much.
much for your kind cooperation. Because at the end, or rather, he will be giving us his views on the angle of discipline. You know, the senior discipline master is the person, the period where discipline rotates in a school milieu. All patterns that causes poor academic failure on students. Students, listen attentively. You have to talk.
As a senior discipline master for several years, there are a lot of negative behavior that can cause student failure. I start with this one. A poor relationship between the students and the teachers, and the students and the student. We know that the relationship between student and student is supposed to, the bond between their relationship is supposed to be studies. They are supposed to move together and study together in order to succeed. But in this case, their bond is love. Their bond is drinking. Their bond is doing negative things that lead to failure in school. There is also another bad relationship between teachers and students. Their relationship is supposed to be that include sexually transferable marks, that include love making, and this gives a lot of poor performance in school. Another cause of poor performance in school is the media. The media here, we're going to look at the television, we're going to look at mobile phone sets, we're going to look at the internet. Students should be disciplined and limited to this media. Parents should let them have few hours to the telephone, few hours to the internet, and few hours to the television. And then students who take permission from school to go home because there is a TV program at 2 p.m. instead of attending classes. And those students who keep their mobile telephones under benches in classrooms and keep them silent and watch at the light on the screen to take permission and go out of classes because they want to receive phone calls. As a strategy, teachers should be very vigilant in class. Check at the students when they are going out. Most students take permission when running out with their hands in their pockets, an indication that they are holding the telephone in their hands. If we take this measure, students will perform well in school. Another cause of poor performance is the creation of too many schools. Students who tend to study at government high school area, government high school Busan, would prefer to go to another school for admission. Therefore, throughout the year, they do not study their books. They know that at the end of the year, they will go to meet another school principal for admission. As a strategy, principals in the subdivision should collaborate. They should take note to know about students coming on transfer, because some students have failed in their schools. They have not studied for the years. Another cause of poor behavior or poor performance is gambling. A lot of students avoid classes. They move around to places around the school compound and do gambling. They play cards, they play games. As a strategy, the senior discipline master should be vigilant. They should check students not only in school, but move around premises in school to cut down these bad attitudes that lead to poor performance. Another one which I observe as a discipline master is the lack of maturity of some students. That's the tender age at which students are sent to college. There are some students in Form 1 who do not even know why they are here. They are not aware. Parents, as a strategy to allow children to grow to a certain age before they are sent to colleges, that would better their performance in school. We also believe as a strategy that bars with alcohol and other items should not be located around school premises. This is a common cause to poor performance in school. Thank you very much.
From the home perspective, what?
I'm looking at those who watch failure of students in school from the point of parents. I am former president of PTA Ghs Batibo and former mayor of Batibo Council. The senior divisional officer, principals, ladies and gentlemen, as one of those who watch students on that performance in school, I want to say that school failure is the non-success of students in school, students who repeat classes, students who cannot pass their exams, and so they fail in their certificate examinations and they fail in their GCE examination. The expected qualifications they expect to have when they go to school. We parents observe this with a lot of regret, and we can see this in the home. One of the very important reasons for these students who fail in school is lateness. Lateness. And I'm saying this because government is seeing a lot of importance in us parents as those who watch the failure of students. And we have to play a role to help students succeed in their school lives. Many students go to school often late, and we see that right in our homes. If I wake up at 5 o'clock in my house, I've often seen students standing up, not up yet at that time, they stand up late. And when you start the day late, everything for you is late. The teachers will remember that. Even in these GHS, when you come to the gate, you always find students standing there or running. And when the teacher is coming up, they are running away because they are late. They know that the teacher will surely come with punishment, and so they run away. One of the reasons for students failing in school is lateness. When you are late for something, you can never do something well. When you are leaving the house late, you already know that he must always miss his mathematics subject in the morning, his English lesson or his French language lesson. This is the cause for failure. So we parents, we should be very aware of that. If your child is fond of coming late to school, you know that the first subjects he misses in the school are those very important subjects. So lateness is one of the cause. It is worse, I must say it here, it is worse in school if the teacher himself comes late. I remember in those early days when I was a teacher, that if a teacher comes late in a class of about 50 children, if he's 10 minutes late, that is 10 minutes times 50. So if you are taking in terms of time, you can know that that is a very serious problem. Lateness in school, it should be seriously checked. I want to say this in the presence of the teachers and the discipline master, so that lateness is one of the causes of failure of our children. And the children, a child who comes to school late has more to gain than a child who comes late. So please, lateness is one of the cardinal factors which lead to failures in school. The second thing, buy television. Take advantage that the parents have bought television and put in school, and they spend their time looking at the television. And if you ask them what they have learned from that television, they will not tell you anything. I am telling you, when you go and sleep, your children wake up in the night and go to the TV. And if you ask them what they have learned from that TV, you get nothing. It only helps them to fail. They can tell you, but nonsense. It's one of the things I want to advance on. They wake up to look at the TV late in the night because they want to look at very bad films, sexual promiscuity. And when they watch those things, those are the things that remain finally in their mind. And it helps them only to fail. And I hear when I was in school the other day, I heard teachers talking about government banning phones in school. When the child is with the phone in the classroom, you, the teacher, you should know that that is what he's looking for. He's calling a girl who is not in the school to tell her where they should meet during that school time. During that school time. Therefore, the time he is supposed to be learning in class, listening to what the teacher is teaching, he is listening for a call from the girlfriend. And that really disturbs him. And of course, it only leads him to or her to failure. So, phone calls, those phone calls are very odd times, and having rendezvous are a cause to the failure, to the loss of the success of students. So we should take note. That is why government gives emphasis that students, especially some of international schools should not bring telephones to the class or making obnoxious calls, and parents should be careful about that. Those odd calls and leaving the school. The one is when that child calls another one, you tell him where he is in the town, and the child leaves the school at that odd time, missing his classes. Of course, such a child who misses classes cannot pass. Who have health problems, they have poor vision, they have poor hearing, they cannot hear well. Those children should be noted in class. That's why even the school administrators advise that children who cannot hear well or see well, they should be brought to sit on the front bench in school, so that they should see what the teacher is writing. And of course, they emphasize that good teacher should write properly on the board. The writing should be very visible. So those are some of the things we parents will suffer them at home.